Kansas is a quintessential Midwestern state. Located at equal distances from the Pacific and the Atlantic Oceans in the Great Plains, this state was once home to a host of indigenous tribes, including the Caw people, for thousands of years. From the 1500s, Europeans began visiting the area, starting with Francisco Vázquez de Coronado in 1541 and then permanent settlers in the 1800s. The territory soon became the center of a bitter rivalry between pro-slavery and anti-slavery advocates, eventually leading to one of the darkest times in American history. Learn more about this state's history while exploring its attractions like the Caw Mission State Historic Site, and a few of the world's largest things in these 9 off-the-beaten-path towns. Chanute. Chanute is a quaint town on the Neosho River with a remarkable history, interesting arts, and natural beauty. This town's history dates to the early 1870s, when it was first settled and named after a civil engineer and aviation pioneer named Octave Chanute. Today, it is a great bucket list destination for lovers of America's transportation history and arts. Visitors here will be inspired by the Chanute Wright Brothers Memorial and its biplane sculpture, which was erected in honor of the town's namesake, Chanute, whose pioneering aero works inspired the Wright brothers. If you are a tourist and you want to know more about the town's founder and the town in general, the Chanute Historical Museum is the best place to visit. The Cardinal Drugstore in town will also satisfy the curiosity of history enthusiasts, as it is home to one of the oldest, authentic soda fountains in Kansas. Art lovers can always visit the Chanute Art Gallery to browse the over 500 art collections in its more than 1,500 square feet of space. Wilson. Otherwise known as the Czech capital of Kansas, Wilson is a small and interesting town that is largely unsung. In the 1870s, this area was flooded by large numbers of Czech settlers who came to work on the newly built railroad. Naturally, the area soon developed a strong Czech culture and was eventually incorporated in 1883. Today, the town honors and promotes Czech heritage by celebrating the After Harvest Czech Festival every July. The festival features arts and crafts, pageantry, good eats, and entertainment, among other fanfares. Wilson also invites visitors to check out its 20-foot-tall egg, painted in a traditional Czech design and dubbed the world's largest Czech egg. Also, the Wilson Heritage Museum is the perfect place to get a more detailed peek into the area's history. Meanwhile, the Midland Railroad Hotel is a must-visit as it was built from limestone and opened in 1899. After which it became the most popular destination in the area at the time. Away from the history, adventurers to Wilson can always head to the nearby Wilson State Park on the southern shore of the 9,000-acre Wilson Lake to camp, fish, hike, and bike, or enjoy picnics. Great Bend. Great Bend is a naturally stunning town in the Great Bend Sand Prairie region and on the Arkansas River. This town is exciting as it is home to the Great Bend Britt Spa Zoo, which has various animal species, including the African lion, crested porcupine, and bison. The zoo is housed in Britt Spa Park, which also has picnic areas, playgrounds, and the Wetlands Water Park, where families can cool off with fun water activities. Veterans Memorial Park is another recreational hotbed in town, where visitors will have adventures like fishing, boating, hiking, and biking. For a healthy dose of history, the Barton County Historical Society Museum is a great place to visit. It features a historic village with an 1898 church, a windmill, a post office, a 1910 railroad depot, and a 1915 schoolhouse, among other things, offering a glimpse into early life in the area. Notably, this town is near the 41,000-acre Cheyenne Bottoms, a wetland where nearly 250,000 waterfowl stop to refuel during migrations. If you are a bird lover visiting Great Bend from late March to early May or October to November, the short drive to this wetland is a must experience. Lucas. Lucas is an off-the-radar town that almost appears like a ghost town with a tiny population of no more than 400. But don't be deceived. This town has a lot of surprises. Also known as the grassroots art capital of Kansas, this town is home to many attractions dedicated to local folk arts. The Garden of Eden is a famous example as it was established by a local and contains over 150 outdoor sculptures related to biblical creation and world history. The Grassroot Art Center is another great art attraction in town dedicated to the works of Kansas folk artists. Check out these galleries and then see more of the town's interesting attractions, like the world's largest souvenir travel plate, and the world's largest collection of the world's smallest versions of the world's largest things. The latter is located in the downtown area and is basically a collection of miniature versions of the world's largest things. Additionally, Lucas is just 6 miles from Wilson Lake, where you can enjoy adventures like boating, fishing, swimming, and camping. Council Grove. Council Grove is a quaint town in Morris County, full of history. Located on the Neosho River, this town was founded in the late 1840s and got its name after U.S. commissioners met and negotiated a treaty with the area's local chiefs under a grove of oak trees near the river. Today, the town welcomes visitors to check out its historic attractions like the Caw Mission State Historic Site, which preserves and tells the story of 30 Caw boys who lived and attended school on the site from 1851 to 1854. Next, enjoy historic dining at the 1857 Hay House Restaurant before embarking on the exciting drive on the Flint Hill National Scenic Byway. This byway stretches for 47 miles from Council Grove to Cassoday, offering opportunities to hike in the Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve and see the Aligawaho Memorial Heritage Park, which was the site of the state's last Caw Indian village before the tribe's forced removal. Away from all the historic attractions, Council Grove invites tourists to its aquatic center to enjoy a fun time with water slides. Also, the town has a lake on the Neosho River where activities like fishing, boating, camping, and picnicking can be enjoyed. Cottonwood Falls. Cottonwood Falls is a secluded town on the Cottonwood River and along the Flint Hills National Scenic Byway. This town is naturally beautiful and invites visitors to admire its historic 1914 Cottonwood River Bridge and proceed to Chase Lake Falls to savor the gorgeous sights of the three-tier waterfall. For history, visit the 1873 Chase County Courthouse in town, as it is the oldest operating courthouse in Kansas. Before leaving, go antique shopping at the Tallgrass Antiques, and then head to Chase State Fishing Lake to fish, camp, and picnic. Lecompton. Lecompton is a pretty town on the Kansas River with so much to offer, especially for history buffs. Notable, this town was the territorial capital of Kansas from 1855 to 1861. Hence, it is only ideal to check out the Territorial Capital Museum inside the Lane University to see portraits of pioneers, Civil War artifacts, and other historic exhibits. The Constitution Hall is another of the town's top spots worth visiting, as it was where the Kansas territorial government convened. This hall also played a crucial role in the fight between pro-slavery and anti-slavery groups. Outdoors, Lecompton invites visitors to kayak or canoe on the Kansas River Trail to see birds and wildlife or opt for a ride along the scenic River Road, which once accommodated free state and slave advocates. Wamego. Wamego is a small town along the Kansas River, with plenty of things to keep tourists exploring. Once here, visitors will be delighted at the Wamego City Park, as it features a windmill, a fishing pond, a swimming pool, and a playground. In addition, the park hosts the Wamego Historical Museum and Prairie Town Village, which has buildings from the 1800s and artifacts highlighting the area's early history. For boating adventures, the town has a riverfront park with boat ramps on the Kansas River. Even more exciting, Wamego is home to the Oz Museum, one of the country's most beloved attractions, boasting over 2,000 artifacts from more than 100 years of Oz history and culture. Visit and explore this museum and also head to the Oz Winery to shop for wines with interesting names or catch a show at the Columbian Theater. Lindsborg. Lindsborg is a small town in McPherson County, famous for its Swedish heritage. After its establishment in 1869, the town saw an influx of Swedish settlers, mostly from the Värmland province of Sweden. Today, it is regarded as the Little Switzerland of America and invites visitors to the Old Mill and Swedish Heritage Museum to learn more about its history. This museum has a dozen buildings, including an 1898 flour mill and a 1904 Swedish pavilion, full of exhibits that shed light on pioneer life from the town's early days. Biennially, Lindsborg hosts the Svensk-Hyllningsfest to celebrate its Swedish heritage, and the next event will be held in October 2025. The festival features food, crafts, arts, Swedish music and dancing, and a parade among other activities. Also, Lindsborg has several galleries that delight art lovers. Some of the most exciting to check out include the Berger Sandzen Memorial Art Gallery, Red Barn Studio, and the Small World Gallery, all of which showcase passionate works of local artists. Interestingly, Lindsborg is home to Coronado Heights, which is believed to have been the place where the legendary Spanish explorer Francisco Vázquez de Coronado ended his quest for the 7 cities of gold. The hill even has a castle known as Coronado Castle, which was built to commemorate the end of Coronado's adventurous quest. Just looking at the stone structure is absolutely inspiring. Hays sits in the central part of the state and originated as a crucial military outpost planted on the plains to protect settlers in the heart of Indian Territory. As more travelers ventured west with the introduction of the railroad, the community developed into a cattle town, giving local pioneers a place of commerce and community. Today, buildings from the original fort still offer a glimpse into the town's frontier past. As a part of the local university, Fort Hays State, the Sternberg Museum of Natural History delights visitors with dinosaur fossils and interactive exhibits. The downtown historic district has cobblestone streets and numerous turn-of-the-century buildings filled with local boutiques, shops, and dining venues. The Bricks offers a nostalgic ambience for the various festivals that occur each year. One of the best takes place every 4th of July weekend as the Wild West Festival attracts residents from across the state. When you visit, ensure that you eat at Jella's Diner Plus LB Brewing Company. This quaint restaurant has some of the best craft beer anywhere on the planet. Fort Scott. Fort Scott is a small college town in Bourbon County in southeast Kansas. At the Fort Scott National Historic Site, visitors can tour 20 well-preserved buildings from the mid-1800s and learn about the fort's role in aiding westward expansion or as a training center for troops during the Civil War. The community hosts several festivals and living history events that can add to the experience. The community college hosts one of the best museums in the state, the Gordon Parks Museum. This venue features the works of one of the last century's most influential African-American photographers and is filled with interesting examples of his work. Furthermore, the downtown area has numerous small boutiques, antique stores, and local eateries. One of the best is the New Grill Café. This nostalgic diner is a favorite among the locals. It offers fantastic service, excellent burgers, and even better handmade onion rings. Abilene might have been a raucous cowtown during the days of the Wild West, but today, it is known as the boyhood home of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who served as the 34th President of the United States. The Eisenhower Presidential Library and Museum is the town's centerpiece, offering insights into the former statesman's life and legacy. History buffs will want to soak up the fascinating displays of his life, as Eisenhower served during World War II and later guided the nation during the recovery period in the 1950s. Abilene's Old Abilene Town Museum and the restored 1928 Union Pacific Depot transport visitors to the Wild West era. Don't miss a ride on the Abilene and Smoky Valley Railroad, a heritage steam train that showcases the area's scenic beauty. One of the best little restaurants is Joe Snuffy's, a casual downtown restaurant serving comfort food like fried chicken, brisket, and peanut butter pie. Atchison. This town of just over 10,000 residents sits on the Missouri River in the state's northeast corner. The community has scenic river views but is known as the birthplace of Amelia Earhart, a famed aviator. There are a couple of museums in her honor, including the Amelia Earhart Birthplace Museum and the Amelia Earhart Hangar Museum, which are worth exploring. The downtown area is also home to the haunted 1889 McIntyre Villa, where ghost hunters can book an overnight stay if they dare. For additional frights, the 1322 Maple House of the Dead or nightly haunted trolley tours add to the eerie mystique of this small community. When you go, try the Cedar Ridge Restaurant, which serves comfort food every weekend. Kansas is home to many small towns with timeless charm, rich history, and a deep sense of community. From the rolling prairies to the historic streets, these 8 towns offer a unique glimpse into the heart and soul of the Sunflower State. Whether the vibrant cultural scenes, historic landmarks, or inviting local festivals bring these towns to life, each destination tells its story of resilience and tradition. These hidden gems remind us that the most memorable adventures are sometimes found off the beaten path. So the next time you need a unique adventure, feel free to pack your bags, hit the road, and uncover the treasures waiting in the heartland. The truth is that you will find these small towns in Kansas ready to welcome you with open arms. Do well to like, comment and subscribe to this channel. See you in our next video.